Clive, this is Angela from Reuters.
Well, it'll have the same sort of design, except it'll be constructed differently. So that the hull will be welded, it won't be pop riveted, for example. The power will not be by large amount of coal, it'll be by diesel electric. We'll still have 3 propellers, because that was part of the original ship. We'll have an additional deck, which will mean that the bridge is high and we can see over the bow. And of course, we'll have safety lifeboats, Atlantic first-class lifeboats that will sail around the world themselves as little ships if need be, right? We'll have radar, we'll have satellite navigation, and we'll have air conditioning for everybody, you know. But of course, we'll utilise the designs and we'll have the same Titanic experience you would have had in 1912. Well, I think of courage, and I think of self-sacrifice. I think about respect and caring for others, and I think about overwhelming courage. You remember the guys that played the Titanic while they sang "Nearer My God to Thee"? How can you not want to cry when you think about that? The love that they had for their passengers overwards. I think if you come to some countries around the world, we no longer think about people as human beings. We no longer respect them, you know. And I think that that's something we've got to turn the clock back in time and do. Well, thanks for coming, everybody.
What's the cost of this project?
Well, it's not. We're not going to divulge the cost because it's not about money. I've got enough money to pay for it, I think. So that's all that really matters. It's a important project, but it's not that costly compared to other things that I've done. We're building 4 ships now in Jinling shipyards in China, which are all bigger than the Titanic. You know, so cost isn't what it's all about. It's about creating a memory, I guess, of the past and an experience for people.
I appreciate that from the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. What's the cost of this project?
I think if you anything will sink if you put a hole in it. You know, you think it'd be very cavalier to make something like that. You know, I think people have done that in the past and lived to regret it. So I wouldn't want to justify a future story by yours.
I see this as a great tribute to everyone who perished and also those who survived. I don't think a lot of people give enough credit to what the people who survived went through. I think there was an element of what you might call now as PTSD, survivor's guilt. And I know my great-grandmother never had a day that she didn't relive it. And she told the family that the worst sounds she ever heard were the screams until they stopped. As I mentioned earlier, the civility is gone. The manners, the consideration for others, the heroes that went down with Titanic who stepped back and let women of second class and third class get in the boats. And there you have Guggenheim and J.J. Astor standing back, and Guggenheim saying in the smoking room, we are dressed as, you know, in our finest, and we will go down as gentlemen. That way of thinking is gone. And I think that's one of the things that this is going to bring back is, and maybe just for 5 days, but I think there's going to be a whole attitude change when you board the Titanic. At least I would hope so. I would hope so.